Hello, everyone. Hi, Lori. Hi, Stacie. We have
Hi,
Stacie here
Jen.
with us.
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday fun day. I've got football on in the background, but it's muted. Uh, and it's usually football day, usually races day, which there's no more racing, and it's jewelry day. But today
Yay.
it is about Stacie. Stacie is going to be designing using some new beads from Jesse James Beads. Cannot wait for you guys to see them in person. I haven't seen them yet in person, just online. And I honestly don't know what I'm going to do yet. Is that bad, Stacie?
No, that's awesome. Do a make on the fly.
Make on the fly. I'm bringing in the Iris collection still. I love the
I,
Iris collection.
I still like the Iris collection.
Yeah, so I have some Iris collection. I have two of the strands, which if anybody knows me and watches any of my videos, hi Tina. I don't like busting into strands, and so I'm going to have to during our workshop presentation on the 6th of December. But I might be busting into a strand here today. So, Stacie, how has your week been?
It's been good. So my little one turned 3 on Friday.
Oh, happy birthday!
Yeah.
And I know you have a day job that keeps you busy as well.
Keeps me
Tell us
busy.
some upcoming things you have going on in your jewelry making world.
So like you mentioned, Jen and I will be on the Jesse James Winter Workshop on December 6th as part of their bead party with the amazing ladies from Soft Flex.
Mm-hmm.
And I, of course, have a blue necklace design. Perfect for winter, but it's still blue. And
Yeah,
then
mine.
I believe that same weekend, that following day, I have a live with Danielle Wicks. So
Mm,
we
oh,
we're looking to put together a bead set. So stay tuned on that.
oh, good. That's great. I Danielle and I have been talking about doing a series, and so we're going to do a series, and it's going to be a pre-recorded series, and maybe we'll have a little bit of something at the end that's live. Hi, Sandy. Sandy's here.
Hello.
And you can see behind me here this large loom. That is
Oh
the
wow.
that's the hat band loom. And so Danielle and I will be working on a hat band. We're going to do one that is just going to be setting it up, and then we're going to have a little bit of how to get started. And then I have 3 ideas for 3 different hat bands. And so kind of like a beginner, because I've never done one before. So we're going to learn together. And then a couple of others with some my favorite bracelet ever is one from a Jesse James Beads. I think it was summer. And it was this. It was like a river walk
Uh-huh.
where we did some stitching and then we added to the top with the
Yeah.
incredible Jill Wiseman. It took me 2 years to not to make this for two. It didn't take me 2 years to make it, but it took me 2 years to get into it. And yeah, so I'm super excited to get maybe bring in a little bit of that into the hat band. So without further ado, are you using a new mix? Lori has got Linda. Linda's here. Linda is Gumnut Lane Jewelry, and she is from Australia. And
Oh
I'm so
wow.
excited that she's here. She does some incredible work on her YouTube channel. Incredible. She's amazing. She's an incredible teacher, and she makes it look so easy because I try and mine never look as pretty as hers. So I call mine organic and hers is perfection. How's that? All right. So without further ado, let's bring in some overheads. And Stacie, you have some, let's add yours to the stage here. See if we can get things going because let's bring in your overhead. There we go.
Okay.
What do you have here?
What do I have here? So these are some of the new beads. So I am obsessed with these here. I don't know if you can see them real well. These are, I wrote it down, saltwater taffy bar connectors, and they are part of the new Magic Emporium collection, and they are so super cool.
Mm.
And then also, I love these. Yeah, I know it's blue, so
Oh,
we'll just accept that and move on.
I ordered
Everything we
those.
work with is blue.
Yes, I ordered those.
These were actually some of their new stones, and they were the
Mhm.
blue sea sediment imperial stones. And I just thought they were super cool with like all the little, I don't know, let's see if I can move this up. I can see them better. The detail on them is like really
Mm.
amazing.
Mhm.
They're like a dark blue, they've got some turquoise and some like brownish goldish veining on them. And so I don't know if it was my long week or what it was, but I had a desire to do something like with wire work and kind of repetitive. And
Mhm.
so I was thinking, let me just shift this because I was playing around to try and figure out what I wanted to do.
Oh.
So I wanted to kind of create like a short bar at the bottom on wire,
Mhm.
um, and wire wrap. And then these kind of were similar in size, like three of these with two of the little rhinestone spacers, also from
Mhm.
Jesse James Beads. Kind of create some segments and then alternate those. And I had this one left over from one of the, I think it was maybe the summer workshop, this funky clasp actually kind of screws. And I figured that would be the right clasp to go with this. So
Oh, that's pretty.
that's kind of where I'm headed today.
I love it. I love it. I am going to bring in my blank screen here because
A
mine,
blank canvas, check that out.
I have a blank canvas here. I have a couple things off to the side that I'll share later, but I do have some of my iris collection. And this is in one of those, my friend made me a garbage box and I can't use it for garbage. She put all the little feet on and everything. Teresa, she's my former boss, but I'm bringing in some stones. So I have some stones. You can't see them because they're through the plastic there. So I love these resealable bags that they put everything in now.
Yeah, those are cool.
But I have these stones. They're like little cross stones.
Oh, yeah.
Not cross, but like plus signs, right?
Yeah.
Then, of course, I have two strands that I've never busted into, and I have to. But I also am bringing in some seed beads. And apparently I love this color seed beads because I have three of them. And this was that caramel creamer. I think it was
Oh,
called
that is a
caramel
pretty
creamer.
color.
Yeah, so I was going to use some of those. And then I found this, it's kind of like a burnt wine. It's like a burnt wine. And then I have a brown, but that it has a little purple tinge to it too. But I also was looking at this. This is some knitted leather from Silver Silk. And so I was looking at that for the stones. So I was
Yeah.
kind of thinking of going that direction for the stones.
That would be great for fall. Some really
I
nice
think it'd be
birch
perfect.
stones.
Then I came across, remember this chain, this really pretty dainty chain that had the little black crystals on it?
I used the one with the clear crystals the last time we were together. So, yeah.
So I thought of bringing this down to like a front clasp and hanging because this would be kind of almost like a choker, but having this come down and I can actually bust it apart up here too and put a clasp on the front. I mean, in the back and have, or I can just do it like this and have that from the middle and have a nice Y. And then when I cut the chain, I had one little bead. And so I thought I would just wire wrap that and have a
Oh, cool.
beautiful kind of Y and then have this beautiful coin chain. It's like an oval coin. So I thought of that. And then I have some of this antique gold. I love antique gold because it's not really, it's kind of like antique bronze, but it's not. It's like
Yeah, it's
just
pretty.
a hair in between the gold and the antique brass. So that's what I'm going with. So I think the first thing that I'm going to do is I am going to work with, I'm going to put this stuff away. I think I'm going to work with my silver silk and those stones. And I have a long piece. Here's a shorter piece. Apparently I like it. I bought two. And so what I'm probably going to do is just do some wire wrapping, and probably I'm going to bring in some 26 gauge. And I've done this style before. Let me see. It's right here. I've done this style before. I think I did this on a JJB Live. And just wire wrapped it directly onto the silver silk and then finished it off with his custom findings. So I think I'm going to do that.
Almost like a charm bracelet necklace.
Yeah. So then that's the other thing, is I thought of using this as a bracelet. I made this on a live with Nile on Monday. I think it was Monday. And I just took 2 strands and then just made some dangles. And of course, little Miss Rain saw it. The first thing she noticed when she came over on Friday was this, and she asked if it was for her. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So we're going to jump down to your, we're going to spotlight your mat. You can see my mat on the side, and then we'll just continue going.
Okay.
And I'll try to
I
wash.
was going to show these 2 strands too. Those are the new strands. I got them. They're from Magic Emporium. And I'm not ready to cut into them yet, so they won't be cut into today.
Yeah.
I'm just going to like kind of keep them and hang out with them and admire them for a little bit. But they're really pretty.
Oh my goodness. It looks like, what is the center stone on the one on the right that has the blue? Is that crystals? Just kind of.
Yeah, it's almost like it's like a pave rhinestone bead. So they kind of go all the way around in this turquoise color.
Stunning.
That's where I bought that stunning one. I just loved it.
Yeah, that is stunning. All right. Well, I'm going to get to it. I'm going to get to it. And again, you notice I'm not cutting into the strands. So I might later. You just never know.
I'm okay with that, but for whatever reason, I'm not there yet. So I have 20 gauge beetle on German style wire in gold. And so you could go with probably 18 or 22. I know 18 would probably even be better for this. I just wasn't sure I wanted to muscle that much, that thick of a wire today. And so I'm going to cut a piece off. First, I'm going to find the end. Okay, I did find the end. So I don't know. I'll probably go with about 6 inches on this one.
I just saw I have orange paint on me. I apologize, you guys, if I have paint. Rain and I have been painting this morning.
So I'm just going to straighten this out a little. The end is a little wonky from how it had been stored. So I'm going to grab my reading glasses. Things tend to work better if I use those. I'm going to go ahead and on one end, I'm going to just make a wrapped loop, and then I'll connect this to some links later. Actually, I'm going to connect it to the link now because this guy already has a loop on it and I don't want to use a jump ring. So I'm just going to wrap that around my pliers so that I have a loop and they're perpendicular. And then I am going to put this guy on now before I wrap.
Did you wrap those, or those? Oh, those are the connectors.
They're the connectors, yeah.
I tell you, the JJB website right now is just absolutely
They have
packed.
these connectors. There was a purple one, and I think there was one that was kind of like diamond shaped and a pink.
Mm.
I was looking at them today. I'm like, oh, maybe I need more of these. So I am just going to go ahead and wrap this. I usually use a tool. I have really weak hands. We'll go with that. I do, though. My grip
I
strength is
do.
terrible.
I have to. Plus, I put lotion on right before, which is not very smart, but there's people out there that will
I have
say,
2 loops. They're kind of sloppy. I'll scrunch them down when I'm done here. So I made 2 loops on this wrap. Let me grab this other pliers. They're a little bit further up than they should be. Oh, this wire is really pliable today. And I'll just go ahead and move them up. There we go. So there's a little bit of a gap, and this end is a little weird. Okay, we're good. Crisis
you're
averted.
good. Looks perfect.
So I am just going to put these on. And I did check before to make sure they fit on 20, so we didn't have a faux pas here.
Oh, yeah, good idea. Great tip.
Yes, do check before you cut. Otherwise, you're going to have a lot of wire in your scrap pile.
So Linda just posted a comment saying, Jenifer, I was just sitting here thinking, why is Jenifer home on Monday? And then I realized it's Sunday there. Yes, it's Sunday here.
Oh, yeah, because they're like half a day ahead.
It took me a while to figure it out. And I don't know how many, because Linda and I wanted to do a live with Linda. I still want to do a live with Linda. To this day, I still want to do a live with Linda because I think it would be very cool. And so we just have to get that. Well, it's me figuring it out. It hasn't, she's good. She's good. She knows exactly where she's at and what's going on with everybody.
You either have to do like early morning. Oh, that's my time. Yeah, it'd be different for you. I work with Asia a lot, which is like 12 hours ahead. And so it's either early, I'm on East Coast time, so it's either early morning for me or evening. So I just alternated between these blue stones and the little teeny tiny rhinestone spacers. And then I'm going to do the same thing. I am just going to make another wrapped loop, but I do want to make sure that they're going the same direction.
I'm the same way. Oh my goodness. I'm exactly the same way.
Well, this being like a bar at the bottom, I'm going to run into trouble if I don't. If they don't go the same way, I can go and fix it, but
I will take something apart completely and redo it.
You know, you can actually twist a lot of them.
Yes.
And get them to move, so.
Mine is usually, you know, like the front and back, and sometimes it just doesn't, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it doesn't always work. So I'm going to just put this, the connector on the other side. And then.
I should have started in the middle. I started with the outside stone, and I was just engulfed in what you were doing.
Sorry. Okay.
I do go back and watch because I do that. And then also too, I never finish my project.
I usually do. Sometimes I've got to come back to it. We'll see on this one because I've got a lot of wire wrapping to do. But that seemed to be where my mind was going today. So.
And we will post pictures afterwards too.
Yes.
And okay, so it would be morning here and afternoon to do a live. So it would be, okay, so it would be Saturday or Sunday afternoon for me and Monday morning for Linda.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Linda, is this your day job? I don't know if this is her day job or not. I feel like it. if it's not her day job, she should make it because she's incredible.
She's that good. So
She's that good.
I'm going to just give this a little bit of shape and gently bend it.
It is her day job. Oh my goodness. I knew I was so jealous of Linda. Can you imagine this being your day job?
That would be cool.
Oh, I'm jealous, Linda.
So Jen, I don't know if you want to shift to you for a bit. I'm
okay.
tweaking the shape here.
All right. I'll let you tweak
some links.
the shape, and then I'm going to do a little bit of tucking and tweaking myself. All right.
Yeah, so I just kind of shaped this how I wanted it.
Oh, yes.
So that'll be the bottom.
Oh, that's pretty. Oh my
Thank
goodness,
you.
I love it. Okay, so let's switch over here. Here I am. I've got one thing done so far.
That's cute.
And so what I did was, and I'll show you with the next one, is I brought in, like I said, this is 26 gauge. And I like it because I can really do a lot of manipulating with it. And it's going to be going up against the necklace anyways, and I want it to fit a little tighter, and it's easier to manipulate the 26 gauge. So I probably have, I don't know, is this 4 or 5 inches? Let's see. This is probably about 5 inches. And what I'm going to do is, what I did was I added a seed bead to the bottom, and then a contrasting color to the stone, and then a seed bead to the top. And so I'm going to grab the kind of burnt red-ish wine, and I'm going to bring that together, and I'm just pinching them together. I did much better with this one and this one here with getting them close. This one's a little far, and I don't know, I might like the farther away a little bit better, but we'll see. And then of course I'll redo it if it's too much different. And then I'm just going to bring down. So with using the 26 gauge also, you can usually fit 2 of the wires through the bead. Then I'm going to string on. I love these stones. And I got stingy. I'm only using 5 so that I have 2, 4, 6, I have 7 more here, maybe a bracelet.
Yeah, I like this too.
And yeah, so I'm going to go the other way because it's a little crooked. So let's just
I prefer to do wrapping like that with 26 as well.
I like it, especially if it's something that's, these aren't heavy and it's just going up against the wire anyways. So so I thought I would be safe. Then I'm going to add another one here to the top. I don't think you have to, but it's kind of cute. Okay, so this is what I have. Oops, there it goes. All right, so then what I'm going to do at the top here is I don't want a neck. I mean, this here, I do have a neck on this one, but it's mostly me bringing in the wire so that I can tighten the wire, the loop. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this wire and just bend it over. And then I'm going to come in on my round nose pliers. It's about, I don't know, maybe a smidge more than half. And these are soft flex ones. I love these. Oops, I don't know why that's there. Okay, I love these ones. For one thing, I have large hands, and these have a really large handle. I mean, look at the difference between my chain nose pliers. So I really love them. And also, too, they're great. And when you find a good pair of anything, you just kind of grab onto them. All right, so now I have this loop, and you notice there's no neck, and that's okay because I'm going to create one after adding this onto, again, I'm sorry for the orange on my fingers.
I didn't even notice it until you pointed it out. That's usually how it is.
I see it, and then, yeah. All right, so now what I want to do is I want to come in just a little bit off, and I'm just going to pinch this down. So I am just pinching down like where my loop is, and I am just going to start wire wrapping. And what this is going to do is this will kind of tighten it up a little bit. And you can get a pair of pliers in between there too. And I go around 3 times, and then after I trim it, that's when I do the tightening. So I'm going to come around and trim this. And then I'm going to come in with my chain nose pliers and I'm going to start tightening it. And as I tighten it, I don't want to go on top of that seed bead because you will smush it and break it. But I do a little bit of maneuvering around, and then it tightens up my loop up against my knitted leather. And I always end up having to go in afterwards too, just because I don't get it very well the first time. But okay, so then you just kind of decide how far you want your beads to be away from each other. And so I have this other one that I already made because I made the one on the far right first. So now I'm going to go ahead and add this other one. And this one has a bigger loop. I'm going to try and come in about the same distance. I probably will never get it exact. And then start wrapping. And I could probably fit a pair of pliers in between there, but I'm okay with not because I fix it at the end. And it helps me kind of smush it down so that I'm already starting that process. Does that make sense? I probably don't use the right terminology, so I'm sorry. If you have to kind of have to visual to see. Okay, so now I'm just doing a little bit of the maneuvering, so now it will stay. Okay. Then I have the other 2 to do here. All right, so are we ready to go back to yours? Oh, let's see.
I had a small disaster, so I'm recovering from that, but
Ooh,
that's okay.
do you want to share your disaster?
I can share my disaster. I cut the wire too short.
Okay.
And then I couldn't, for the life of me, get the second wire wrap done. But that's okay. I'm just going to cut a long piece. So I'm going to go with a longer piece. I don't like working on super short wire.
Oh, yes.
I was spiked it over here, and I'm like, I'm done. So I'm going to go ahead and make the link again.
Oh, good.
So I'm just going to come in, make a loop, get it so that it's perpendicular. Now I'm like so worried about the length of the tail. I forgot what I'm doing. So I'm going to again put these on because I'm trying to do this without using jump rings today. So putting it on before you wrap. If you decide not to put it on before you wrap, then you just need to use jump rings to connect something that has a closed loop like that.
Oh, you can add link that way too, right?
You could add link, yeah.
This one's going to be a choker, is that right?
I haven't decided what I'm doing with it yet. It's probably going to be shorter though, because I don't have a ton of those connectors. I think there's only 6. So, got 2 loops in there. Let me just take this over here to cut it. So when I cut it, the piece doesn't go flying, and then I have to go find it later. Because normally I'll cut it on like screen, and then I'm like finding little pieces of metal all over my floors later. Some of them are not found that nicely either. Like, what is this in my sock? So I've got one loop, and those are actually pretty good together. This loop is at a little funky angle, so I'm gonna just come in and straighten it out a little. Okay, we'll try this again. So I was going to put one of my blue cubes. Maybe not. A rhinestone. Another cube.
What were those called? The blue ones again? They were called some sort of
Blue
jasper,
sea
right?
sediment imperial stone. I
Oh,
wrote it down because it was kind of a mouthful. And then I'm going to do the same thing over here. Let's see which direction I've got this going. There we go. Just so it goes the same direction. And with these having a directionality, I'm finding I actually have to make the links the same way, Jen, because otherwise they're going to sit wonky.
Yeah.
So I have my loop. And then again, I'm going to put my link on before I finish the wrapping.
Oh, because there's a link on both sides.
What am I doing? That would have been really good. Tasha's here.
Been there, done that.
This might be the bloopers episode today. Having issues.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
My hands are working faster than my brain. We'll go with that.
Oh, that is awesome.
So I'll just bend that down. And then
Lori says she really likes those links. Me too, Lori.
I know, like I said, they come in other colors. I saw them still today when I was looking for the name on them. So they're still there. So let me put the handfuls of tools to show you this. And then I'll cut that little weird piece off the end. So that's kind of where I'm going.
Well, that is really
links, and then kind of making my own links with those stones alternating with the rhinestone spacers.
I love it.
Yeah, I like this. I can kind of work with the shape on it too. Some more. So I've got to go up the other side.
I'm really, really liking those.
Thank you.
I'm struggling here. That's okay. It's a struggle, but it's all right. I know. I was telling you earlier when we were in the green room that my week has just been a weird week. And
I got these too.
Oh my goodness.
Aren't those cool? I haven't decided what I'm doing with them yet, but they were like,
oh, I love those.
Glass.
Those are so pretty.
There's like a ton of them too.
I've noticed their strands are pretty generous, I will have to say.
Yeah, they had those in I think there were some purple and pink versions too, like not necessarily identical, but you know, similar number and similar shape and size. I don't know if they had the white on it, but
yes, Linda.
Those too.
Yes, Linda, this is a necklace project for her.
For me?
Yes.
Yes, this will eventually become a necklace. It probably looks more like a bracelet at the moment, but it will get there, I promise. So yeah, so I'm going to just keep making links over here.
All right. Well, I will switch over because I'm almost done with my last one here.
Woohoo!
I know, I'm kind of excited. And I think one of them I'm going to redo just because it is, oh, I guess I should come back over to mine. Let's go this way. You guys can continue watching Stacie over there on the side too. All right, so I'm at my last one. This one's a little wonky. My wire was just a little wonky, and so I will try to fix it, or we'll just redo it in its entirety. Because I can still do that. I don't have to fit the wire, the links. I don't have to have them strung on. I can always just add them on too. Kind of like how Stacie is doing her wire wrap, but before actually doing the wrap, she's adding that link. And so she's opening up that loop just a little bit. And so that's probably what I would have to do. Okay, so let's spin this over and go. You know, I started out the week. Did anybody catch Nilay Patel from Silver Silk had this whole Friends on his YouTube channel all week? And
I saw that.
yeah, and so there were 5 of us, and Sarah James, I think, was on there. I think she was on Wednesday. I haven't watched all of them yet, though.
I
But
thought I saw Danielle did one.
yes, she did. She was Tuesday. I was Monday, and she was Tuesday. And Neely and I had done one live together before, and it was back right before, I'm probably off camera, I'm so sorry. It was right before the bead show, the Tucson bead show. And we were going to do it like the week or 2 before, but then life happened and we just couldn't get it going. And so by the time we got it scheduled, I had a visitor in town staying with me when she was on her way to the Tucson bead show. And it was Kelly Sutton from Kelly's Bead Boutique. And that it was crazy in itself that she asked. She's like, "Hey, can I come stay at your house?" Gee,
cool.
let me think. Yes. Hello, to have the Kelly Sutton on, like, in my house. And then what happened was she got here in time so that she joined the live too.
Oh, how fun.
And so it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Is
It was
she
a lot
in
of fun.
Canada?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't
And
know. I
so
remember that.
yeah, so she drives from Canada. She's just above Danielle out of Washington. She's
Okay.
just above
So, like, kind of the
her.
Vancouver area.
And so she drives all the way down, so she has to make at least a pit stop, right, to stay overnight somewhere. And so she stayed the night, and then so she got to see all of my beads. And when you have a bead shop owner like Kelly Sutton in your studio, and she's like, "You have a lot of beads. You know you have a lot of beads." So that was such a trip. But that was my first live with Nilay. And I've done videos for his YouTube channel before, but we had never done a live together by ourselves.
How
And
fun.
so yeah, so it was so nice having Kelly there because she is why I know Nilay. She is why I know really everybody. But yeah. I see that there's another great friend the in the chat. We have Lorena. Lorena's here too. Hi, Lorena.
Hello.
Thank you so much for joining. Lorena is part of the winter workshop as well. Is
I
that
know. I was
correct?
going to say, I thought I saw
Thank
her on
you.
some of the classes this week.
I think she is. And she did see the live with Kelly. It was a lot of fun. I had so much fun. It was great. It was great because Nilay is a big fan of Kelly as well. All right, so I have my necklace. My necklace is all ready to go. Oh, look what I bought. I bought it. The Beat-Along Scooper.
Oh.
That's what Danielle, she says, "Oh, everybody needs one of these." Well, when Danielle says something like that, you know that it's true, right? And so, yeah, if I could use it right, I'm still trying to get to use it. But it just like scoops them up and you can just dump them in your little doohickey, except I really don't know how to do it. But this was a scooper I got it from Beat-Along, and it's pretty cool. I mean, I'm not really demonstrating it very well, but you just kind of scoop up your beads. Again, I'm not demonstrating it very well. I've only had it a little bit. And I think nope, those are not the same ones. Oh, they're over here. So the seed beads I'm using, they're the Toho beads, and those are from Jessie James Beads as well. And I have a ton. So I have a second garbage bowl. And these are like the coolest color. They're like a blue, like a river blue, but I have a lot
I
of
like
other
those.
colors. Oh, wait, I was wrong on this, on the color for this one. I don't think that one's the caramel creamer. I think this one's the caramel creamer. That looks more like caramel creamer. I don't know which one this is, but it's kind of like a pearly off-white. It's really pretty. But
Yeah, I know what that is. I think it's one of the Ceylon beads. The Ceylon. I may be pronouncing that wrong. But I have that one, and that's a favorite of mine too.
I love it. So this here, when I bust into my Silver Silk um, findings, when you have the owner of Silver Silk going, wow, that's impressive, then you know that you've done something. So I have, it's a two-sided one and I love it. I think I got this at Walmart a
I
few
have
years
some of
ago
those too. I got them there.
and I love them. And so I keep all of my Silver Silk findings in here. So I'm going to use gold, some single
I keep my
strand.
clasps in one of those.
And
Well,
I
there's
had
more
to
than
get
one.
yeah, I had to get a second one for the clasp and jump rings. So I have those here. And the thing I love about his findings is that they're all the same tone.
Yeah, that is
Nothing
nice.
more. And I don't know. This is a good question for the chat. How are you with the tones? So like when I look at this, you see how this, oh, that silver's, I mean, that gold's actually almost the same color. But you know how there's different colors, different shades? Does it, am I the only one that gets,
No, it bothers me on the gold. It's one of the reasons I often work less with gold.
okay, I have to grab my Tool Magic dipped flat nose pliers. I have these flat nose pliers and I dip them in Tool Magic and I probably need to do them again because the tips on the inside, it's been a long time since I've done them, but I normally will when I crimp down, I'll crimp down in the middle. But something I learned from Kelly as well is that you always, you know how leather has that natural curvature? That's how I work it. You notice that I've kept everything and I work with the natural curvature of the leather. And this is leather, and I know that these are single strand findings that are usually for the chain, his capture chain. But I was almost going to say chain reaction, but that's JJB. But you can use these on the leather as well. And so there's little teeth inside that usually grab on to the ball chain that's in capture chain, but we're going to use it here for leather. And I just opened it up a little bit. I'm probably going to open it up a little bit more. And all I'm doing is just kind of prying it open just a little bit, just to get it. These are not, oh, these are not usual. Those are not the ones that I usually use. I usually use these. Is it also weird that I have certain tools that I do certain things with?
No, I do that.
Okay. See, those opened up easily. And all I'm doing is just opening it so that when I stuff it, it's a little bit easier. But like I don't use these needle nose. I don't use these for my normal stuff. I use these, but then yet I sometimes bring them in.
Yeah, I like those better. I have these. I don't think they're as fine.
Oh yeah, so I have some wide ones too. So my bent nose pliers I use are the Zurons too. And then Nile sent me these and a wide nose as well.
Yeah, this
And
is
I
a
use,
kind of a medium. I feel like I'd like one even skinnier.
okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and just stuff that in, but I need to prime. So with the Silver Silk, you just kind of have to prime the ends. I just prime the ends to get the wire to hug. And I stuff that in. I'm going to come in and give it a squeeze. I'm going to flip it and give it another squeeze. Now, my 4-year-old granddaughter, she did this probably when she was like 4. And if a little wire gets out, you just kind of just go in and trim it, and it's okay. She, I think, had just turned 4. It might have been during the summer. She wanted to make a bracelet. And of course, she picked out Silver Silk and Jesse James beads. And it was like, you know, of course. And she made it. She wanted to do all the squeezing, all of the crimping. And so I let her. and she did a really good job. And of course, I had to send it to Neely. She loves Neely. Oh man. Okay, and then I'm just trimming out the ends, and then all I'm going to do is add. These are his findings, and so they're the same tone. I'm going to take one out. And his findings are pretty incredible. I really do like them a lot.
Yeah, they are nice. I have some as well.
And yeah, they're pretty incredible. And I don't like using open jump rings as my closure. I like using closed ones. However, though, his are really tough, and I've never had a jump ring I've never had anything happen with one
Yeah,
yet.
I've had good luck if they're a heavier gauge jump ring.
Yeah, especially if they're for me. And I will tell you, I'm very stingy with my stuff, and so I don't share a lot. So if I make something, I can't even find where the seam is. There it is. If I make something, you'll see behind me. You can tell I have 1,000 pieces of jewelry behind me because I just cannot let go. All right.
I do too. I've moved it off my desk. I have them bagged in the closet, but yeah.
So here is number one necklace. There we go. Then, oh, let's see where you're at. Let's get back to you. I think I have some comments to read too. Let's see. All right.
Okay, let's see if I move this onto the screen.
So Lorena started, she started during COVID, which I did too. I bought my first kit from Kelly May of 2020. Yes, I too saw a lot of Sarah Lovecraft. What was it before Sarah Ellis? I saw a lot of her with Jesse James beads too. And Wendy. I started a couple of years. So Lori started a couple of years ago with Wendy and myself. Oh, yes, Wendy. Wendy and I did a couple of lives together, and I actually met her on a Jesse James Beads live. She didn't realize that she's the second jewelry designer I ever found, Kelly Sutton being the first. And Wendy and I ended up doing a few lives together, and I had so much fun with her. And we were just getting started. We were just getting started together. So,
Yeah, I
yeah.
took one of her classes at one of the JJB workshops that I
Mm-hmm.
really enjoyed.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, wow. You're coming right along there.
So I've done half, and I'm working on the other side.
I
So I
think
do think it is going to probably be a shorter length.
good. Yep. You can also add, like I have some, you're using gold. I have some of the gold, uh, like paperclip chain. You
I
can use
have
as
no
an
shortage
extender.
of chain.
To what?
I have no shortage of chain. I actually was in the
Yeah.
closet cleaning up some of the chain earlier, and I have it sorted by color. But yeah, I was thinking I could add that. I'll see where I
Yeah.
am in terms of
I
length.
have a pack right here. And so whenever I feel like I'm not gonna, I get to that place where it's like, oh man, I don't have, like you said, you only have 6 connectors. I need to make it a little bit longer. I pull in my trusty, this is only part of it that doesn't fit in the big bin anymore. So I just keep
Yeah,
this at my desk.
I'm not sure what if I need it, or I might go with something like really fine too, because the beads are pretty small on this. I'm afraid. Well, I don't know that the paper clip I have is that dainty. I think it's pretty big.
Yeah, mine is pretty large too.
Yeah.
I'm going to find, I need to
So
find,
yeah, I've just been alternating here. I mean, this is like pretty simple. It's not as over the top and sparkly as some of my normal pieces, but that's okay. I wanted to do something simpler and kind of more everyday functional.
it is very pretty.
I may actually send this to my mother-in-law for the holiday. She's a big blue fan. And I think she would like this.
Awesome. So I am now just going to work on, ooh, there you are doing your little, I think Linda works with 18 gauge too. If she's still here, I feel like she does.
This is 20.
Oh, that is 20?
I actually feel, because it's, I don't know, it's a little softer than I would like today.
Oh,
I feel like
really?
this would probably work. I mean, maybe after it sits for a while. I mean, under all of these lamps and stuff, it's a little warm. But sometimes after it sits for a while too, it hardens the wire. So, like, if I make a piece and I'm sending it to someone, I never throw it in the package right away. I usually let it sit for 24 hours.
Oh.
I think Jem told me that, Jem Hawks, that like once you've been playing with wire, it kind of softens and then it like work hardens as I guess all of the electrons and the molecules like sit over time. I think that's how she explained it.
Well, that makes sense.
Sounded good.
Yeah. And she's very trusting, so I would
Yeah,
go
she's
with that.
really she's one of the few people that I really admire in the wire space. So yeah, this is what I've got going. Doesn't even want to fit on there anymore.
That is so pretty.
I really like it. And I think too, like getting the different shades of blue in there. So like this aquamarine looking color and
Mm-hmm.
then the darker blue beads with some lighter colors in there, I think look really good.
It blends, there's enough contrast so that your connectors, there's just enough there to
Yeah.
contrast colors, and it looks really, really pretty.
Yeah, I was looking at these like bubbly beads at first and I was like, this is
Yes.
gonna be too much of the same color with the connector.
Oh.
So I changed my mind on that. That's where I started.
Oh, I'm going to have a hard time getting I think I need to trim off a little bit more of this. Oh, I do. Trying to get my um, jump ring. I have a beading awl, but these are kind of thin. Not the jump rings, but the little, the links in the chain. It's a little thin, and so I try not to
Oh,
stretch it.
yeah.
Okay. And I just grabbed a couple of these are just little 5 millimeter jump rings, but they are super thick. Not super thick, but they're super sturdy. Sometimes, oh, this is something that I normally always do, and I didn't do because I'm like, oh, I have this, is you test your lobster clasp. This one's not coming open.
Yeah.
And so what I do is I don't like opening up a jump ring more than once. And so if this was not for me, I would open it and get another jump ring. But I'm going to get another. Usually, maybe that's why that was in there, because usually I test them beforehand. Oh, and I happen to have another one right here.
Hopefully that one works. Yeah.
So then just test them out first. And I normally do, especially when I'm going to do like a gift or something. This one is a little bit bigger than what I would want, but it's okay. And then just make sure I get that closed off. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this here to the bottom, and I want to try and make sure that I'm in the middle, centered. So it's going to be right there.
I prefer the slightly bigger lobster clasp. I find they're easier to work with.
Really? Well,
yeah,
that's good to know.
The little teeny tiny ones. I could never do them on my own. And maybe that's a personal problem, but I usually use a lot of the toggle clasp.
Yes, I do love toggle clasps.
They're just easier to put on and off on my own.
For some reason, every time, I just figured out, because I'm like, every time I pick up this bag, more jump rings go flying. Well, the bag is ripped. I couldn't figure out why that was happening, but figured it out on live TV here. Okay.
I had a bag of seed beads that had that problem, and I'm like, why do I keep finding these everywhere? And then I noticed a little hole in the bottom, and I'm like, oh, okay. I will be finding these for days.
Yes. So what do you have coming up again? You have, for those of you that were not here in the beginning, you have.
So the first thing I think on my calendar is the winter workshop bead party on the 6th. And then I think Danielle and I will be doing a live on that 7th. So stay tuned.
That's right. That's right. And then we will do another live.
Yes. I was going to say, we need to come
Yeah,
up with one too.
Because this is a thing. I dig this. I really enjoy doing this. And you are amazing. You're incredible. And you're super flexible. I love being able to do this on a Sunday.
Well, it actually works easier for me too.
All right. Oh, let me go down here to the bottom. I used to remember what this chain was called, and I can't remember now. Let me move on over, and then we're going to bring you guys into the end. Oh, I have to watch the time too. There's only 4 minutes. Okay. So what I've done is I've taken this dainty chain, and this dainty chain is in the Iris collection. So at jessiejamesbeads.com, they have, I think it's under collections or limited edition, and there's a drop down. And this is part of the Iris collection. And all I'm doing is just making a little Y. And when I cut one of the ends, when I cut one of the ends, a bead came off. And then I think I have a little piece. There we go. A bead came off, which was fine, because now what I'm going to do is I'm not going to have an end that is a loop. And now I'm going to wire wrap onto here. And then, I mean, I can always add something else too to the bottom, but I'm going to go ahead and just do it like this. And do a little bit of a wire wrap loop here. Get that all, try to get it looking okay. And then we're going to just add it through. There's like a larger loop in between, because I think these aren't wire wrapped. There's like a little bit of a links in between there, which I think is pretty cool. I would love that. And I just lock that in place, and I'm just going to do some wraps. I'm not going to do a bulky wrap. I'm just going to do a few wraps around. This is a very thin head pin, but it works for what I'm trying to do here. Now I'm going to come in, because your wire wrap loops are not done until you have tucked in the tail. So we're going to tuck in the tail. It's on this side. That was something else from Kelly too. You're only doing 3/4 of the work if you're not finishing it off. And so then there we have there. Oh my goodness. All right, I love it. I might put a smaller jump ring on there, actually. I think I'm going to go in and find a smaller jump ring for this, because it's not going through the links at all. But I think I want it to be a little bit smaller so it blends in more. So it blends in more with the chain. Yeah, that one's too big. I already know that. I'm going to change that before I take pictures, but there we go. So at the bottom, there's a little bit of a link there. And guess what? I did not cut into my 2 strands.
You escaped that.
I made it through another live without cutting these. I'm so excited. Okay, let's go back to yours and show off yours. Let's bring yours in. And wow. Oh my goodness, I love it.
And a little wonky here, but
oh, I love it.
It needs one more link.
So pretty.
Last link in process.
All right.
And I'm trying to determine. I already picked it up. That's why it's all wonky on the mat. I already picked it up, and I'm like, is it going to be too short? Am I going to have to add chain, or am I going to be able to get that?
Well, we will be.
I'll have to solve that mystery later.
And we'll see it in the pictures. Be sure
Yeah,
to
I will let you know. When I
um
post, I will let everybody know if I added
and
chain or did not add chain.
and what we do is we invite each other to be collaborators so that then on Instagram, when she posts something, then I can accept her invitation, vice versa, so that we see each other's, so um, we're part of each other's posts, which is great and fabulous.
Yeah.
So I'm going to bring you back in. I'm going to take away our overheads.
Okay.
And I'm going to bring us back in side by side. And Sandy, thank you. Thank you. Oh, do you guys make your own jump rings? I had to start because when I order, sometimes they're too weak. Yes, I will make mine because of this crazy little pet peeve I have with my wire tones matching. So yes, I will do that, Lorena.
I
And
have done it. I don't do it a ton now.
mhm,
But
yeah.
that's why even when I do simple loops, I start with like pieces of wire versus an eye pin just for the
Mhm,
same reason.
mhm. And I have eye pins. I did not own any eye pins until I think I bought a kit or something and there was an eye pin and I thought, "Oh, these are kind of neat. These are kind of neat." And I have a ton of them. I have a bunch of Tiara cast ones cuz they're the best. They say
Yeah.
22 gauge. They might be 22 gauge in size, but as far as sturdiness, oh my goodness, they're far. Because I was born into jewelry making with doing wire wrap loops, and that was it. And my simple loops are terrible, horrible. But yeah, so I like to make my own jump rings. And so maybe we'll do that in a future one, Lorena. Maybe we'll do that next month where I'll be using a bunch of jump rings and I will want to make some and we will do that. That sounds wonderful. She says, can I just say that you are a very, oh, thank you. Thank you, Lorena. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You guys are amazing. So this week, any videos or any reels or anything coming from you?
I will commit to a reel because I've got to get one done. There's a
Yay.
pair of earrings that is like sitting there with my name on it. And
Mm-hmm.
so stay tuned. It'll be from the October Magical Mystery Bead Box.
Oh, yay. Oh, I love that one. Oh my goodness. It's incredible. Then I will be posting, I have Ugly Sweater, and this is from Softlex Company. And so I will be doing an unboxing and I'll also be doing probably maybe one or two videos. Actually, I know at least one video tutorial making something using this kit and hopefully a bonus one or two because I can't wait to see what's inside. I haven't opened it yet. I have no idea what it looks like. And so that will be coming this week after Wednesday because they do their unboxings the last Wednesday of the month. And so I will be doing mine. I'll post it probably, hopefully at 4 o'clock because they go from 3 to 4 on Wednesday. So be sure to check out Stacie. She is at Stacie Rabbit on Instagram. I will make sure to go back into the description and add all of our links so that you can, so you don't miss a thing. You
Yeah.
don't miss a thing from Stacie or Jen. Come on. And then we will be scheduling another time for December. So thank you guys so much for being here, everybody. Thank you, Linda and Lorena and Sandy and Lori. Thank you guys so much. And Tina was here earlier. And if I missed someone, I'm sorry. I'll go back in and look at all the comments later. But Stacie, thank you so much. I
Thank
always
you.
have so
I
much
had a
fun.
blast as usual.
Yes, and I love working with the Jesse James beads, and so it's always a good collab with you and I because we have a lot of JJB stuff, and we love
Yes,
sharing
no
it.
shortage of JJB in my house.
Yeah, yeah. So until next time, you guys, we'll see you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye.